In this video, I'll be breaking down how designing clothes that sell is very, very easy. By the way, I have made multiple products that have made me over 5 figures, and we have a horrible problem of selling out all the time too fast that we have to keep buying inventory and keep restocking. By the way, this is what we're at for the year. So that's what we're at for the year. And I also got multiple products that are already made that are in samples and that will sell even more. But look, I guess we could learn from somebody like me. So let's get straight into the junk. So first thing first, what I want you to do, let me break down what's the best platforms to design on, just in case if you're a beginner. So first thing first, I feel as there's 4 main key things for designing, 4 platforms I suggest you to use: Photoshop, Illustrator, Procreate, and pen and paper. Pen and paper is the OG. It's always gonna be there for me. But I feel like Photoshop, Illustrator, and Procreate, they're all really good for multiple things. Mind you, you could use one of these to do all these things, but I feel as having all 3 in your arsenal will make you a way better designer than anybody. So look, having Photoshop, Photoshop is really good for like graphics and also like plugins. So you can have certain plugins that you could like buy plugins and stuff to make the designing experience easier for you. Also, Illustrator, you can also do plugins too, but Illustrator is really good for mockups. That's what I mainly use it for, creating mockups, tech packs, all that good stuff, and bringing the mockup up to life. And it's easy to change the colors and do all this other stuff. Line work, very easy, good for illustration. Then you got Procreate, is really good for drawing. I feel as, especially with the Apple Pencil, it's really good for drawing, and it helps the process super duper easy. Mind you, you could pick one of these and do everything off that one platform, but I suggest you to have all 3 because it really helps. But if you want to do all 3, you get Procreate or like Photoshop. Those will really go hand in hand, and you could basically do anything on those. So boom. So the first thing you want to do is study the game. Study the game is very important, because when you study the game, you get an idea of what you actually want to create and what you want your brand to be about and what niche you want to go in. So when you actually study the game and figure out what niche you want to go in, you basically find out what type of shots you want to shoot, what type of food you want to eat. So once you figure that out, you can actually get into the certain designing plan that I'm about to give you. By the way, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be breaking down how I design directly and what methods do I use to design. So boom. So the first tip I'm going to give you is we're not in the big 2025. After you find your niche and all that shit and what you want to do, no more simple designs. When you're coming out the gate for your clothing brand, you want to just drop heat. I made it the goal for my brand that I'm just going to drop shit that is fire. I haven't done no essentials. I definitely did start doing just simpler designs like this junk right here. It's still hard, but my logo's on it. But you got more simple designs and stuff like that. So no more simple designs. So in the big 2025, we're not doing simpler designs no more. Isn't the way to go. So no essentials. We're not dropping no essentials at all. So Trickle, right? So Trickle, after 6 years, they finally just released essentials for their brand. So that just goes to show how essentials isn't the way to go off the bat. If you're just starting out, I suggest you to create hits after hits after hits to show that you're consistently dropping that shit. Now we're on to the next thing. Just to give you a heads up, a good product could literally, I might put this in the beginning. By the way, a good product could literally take you from 0 to 10K just off having a good product. Yes, marketing matters and all that good stuff, but when you have a good product, bro, it literally could go from 0 to 10K. I promise you. I guarantee you. You wouldn't have to, I'm telling you, a good product could take you literally up here just by having a good product. But because I literally have seen during that whole Y2K shit space, I've literally seen brand owners go from 0 to 100K a month just off having a decent product. Like the product wasn't even good, it was just decent, and they were just running ads. Even just every time it's like this. Like even the shorts during the Erica menu, even now, like bro, it's so easy. I promise you. A lot of people just overthink this, but yeah, let's get straight to it. But now on to the next one. Is everybody talks about being unique. I'm gonna break this down how this literally makes no sense, and you're gonna understand. So look, be unique. Everybody says it, but nobody ever explains it, first of all, and it doesn't make sense. Like everybody talks about all these IG brands are copy and paste, right? Whatever, right? So let's think, how do we think outside the box, right? Before we get there, let me break down the word unique to you, so where that literally doesn't matter at all. Because unique, we don't use the word unique no more. You just want to think outside the box. So with unique, let me break down the definition. The Google definition of being unique is being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. I'm gonna read that again. Being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. That's physically impossible. That's mentally, physically impossible. It's not possible. Okay, so we got to stop using the word unique. It's not possible no more. And yes, there's ways of being unique, but that word in itself is impossible in this fashion space. Even just the word alone. In being unique, it don't always get you sales. There's people who create one-to-ones, right, with no inspiration. Physically impossible. Everything has been created by inspiration, unless you're God. If you're not God, then you didn't create nothing based off just inspiration. Don't get me wrong, you get ideas in your head for sure, but there's always a baseline, right? There's always a baseline of how creation came about. You always, even the way how you grew up, the way how you think, everything was based off some type of inspiration. It's literally just how the word works. But nothing that was made in this space has been original, just to let you know that. So boom. So with the clothing now to this day, instead of saying I'm trying to be unique with my brand, all it is that all the clothing now is just everything is just alternated. That's literally what it is. Everything is just alternating and changing from just old things to now, just alternating. We're alternating, trying new things. That's even with past trends, new trends. So that's just everything how it is. Old trends, new trends, alternating. We're just alternating certain things, changing them and making them new, fresh. That's all it is, just alternating. So back on to say for example, the Virgil 3% rule. It's gonna sound crazy, but fuck that rule. Not fuck Virgil, but the rule in itself, because a lot of people don't understand what he's saying. We're not gonna focus on the 3% rule. What we're gonna focus on is just stealing bits and pieces and make it into our own. Take nigga swag, basically. I've been jacking this for a while, taking nigga swags, right? Like that song. So what I'm saying is F the rules, because bro, let's just make it simpler what it is, and not let's create this whole big idea of it. No, we're just taking bits and pieces and making our own piece out of it. That's literally what it is. Don't overcomplicate things. So for example, I'm just give you a quick breakdown how I go about it. Right? So look, if I'm trying to create a pair of sweatpants, right? Boom, let's create a pair of sweatpants. So look, what I'm gonna do is take this size chart from this brand. By the way, I get all my size charts from Minimal, because that's like the only brand I shop from other than E-Star, because I don't buy no other brands clothes. So I literally use Minimal size charts. They literally got so many products, so many different sizing, and that you could test out with. So shop with Minimal, because I buy a lot of their clothing stuff and I use their size charts. So yeah, shop with them. Boom, because that's where I get my size charts from. So boom, so say if I take a size chart from this brand, like a baggy size chart, so I take that size chart, then I see another brand, they made a all over print hoodie, right? But then I want to do a pair of sweats with it, so then I do the all over print with the sweats, right, with my sweats. And then another thing that's really been trending is the stones and studs, right? So then I see a t-shirt with the stones and studs on it, right? Then what I want to do is put that into my junk, and then you could just add multiple different things in your junk and just keep adding stuff to your brand to make it unique, as they will say. Again, even back to the word of unique, if that was a case of unique, then everything in the world would be unique, because being the only one of your kind, if you alternate a piece to where like you take somebody's whole piece, right? Say if somebody took this whole garment that I'm wearing and just replaced the logo, then this becomes unique because it's only one of its kind. So it just becomes dumb, but just forget about the word. But yeah, I just came up with that in my head, just a thought, like, then everything in the world is unique then, if that's the case. But again, boom, back to what I was saying. So now you're thinking, okay, now let's not use the word unique no more. Let's actually alter pieces, right? So boom. Now you're thinking, okay, so how are some ways that I alternate pieces without directly copying them? Even though I just gave you that example, but let me give you some examples how you can actually alternate some pieces instead of just copying somebody word from word, bar to bar. So I got some tips for y'all. If everyone is doing it, then don't do it. For example, if you are making the Pakistan acid wash patchwork sweatsuits, stop those now. We don't jack those. I don't even jack working with Pakistan manufacturers, and I'm gonna get back into the Pakistan manufacturer. If it costs more to make, fewer people are doing it. Listen to that again. If it costs more to make, then fewer people are doing it. Mind you, again, with Pakistan, a lot of starter brands use Pakistan because, again, it's cheaper. But a lot of the bigger brands use things like China or Turkey. I don't know where clothes get made, but China and other things like that, because it costs more. And the comp is better and the value of the product is better. I feel like having good quality with your clothes should just be the standard. It shouldn't be something that you advertise with. Your clothes should already be good quality, right? So we don't jack Pakistan. So if it costs more to make, then fewer people are doing it. And that's just not for just manufacturers. That's just items in general. Instead of like a denim set is going to cost more than sweatsuits, right? A lot of people don't make denim sets, but a lot of people make sweatsuits. Again, other things. For example, jorts. A lot of people don't make jorts, but a lot of people make mesh shorts. Again, necklaces, bracelets, jewelry in itself. Jewelry, you could charge a lot for jewelry. Again, what else? Another thing. Watches, anything you could think of, like shoes, like bro, literally just any, like flip-flops, like bro, anything you could think of in that realm. If it costs more to make, then fewer people are doing it. Boom. So then boom, after that make different items. To backtrack on that, make different items. You don't always have to start a clothing brand with just clothes. It's very, very powerful because I seen certain brands start off with hats, started off making hats, then they moved on to clothes, or even I seen brands start off with phone cases, then move on to making clothes. It's not even just about clothes in itself, it's more stuff about just being a brand. So again, what I'm working on now, I have created a product, right? I have a creative product. Y'all gonna see it soon. I'm not gonna tell y'all now. That I only have got 2 of these items and they could fit in my palm, and the shit cost around a band. That shit hurt my soul, but I know this product is going to do very, very well because only a few people are doing it, and I did it really, really well. Boom. Then boom, another thing that you could do to even just ask your manufacturer, is there any styles, fabrics, or prints that are new or that people barely use? So when you do that, right, because that's what I'm doing with my manufacturers right now, is that I'm asking them, okay, what are things that people barely use, or what are fabrics, what is stuff that people barely use? Because when you do that, it becomes, a lot of people aren't doing it, so it classifies as you doing something different, I guess. So yeah, that's another big thing. Another thing I can give you, longer sample time means that most of the time it's more unique, and that's not in all cases, but it's in a lot of cases, because when you take longer on your sample time, that means a piece that is getting created has more quality and has more steps to actually get made. So most of the time when it takes longer to make, it's probably more unique. That's not in a lot of cases, but in most cases it's going to be different than everybody else's product. So the whole point of just thinking outside the box is basically just doing shit that barely anybody is doing. So that's what a lot of the big brands do. They do things that a lot of these little brands can't do, and that is they have more funds available. So with that, they get to create more things. So they get to create custom. I even see brands create furniture, create jewelry, or create just do cool stuff. Like then they could like do cool campaigns and just, I get into the back of that, but that's basically the whole thing of just being unique in the sense of just doing things other people aren't doing. I had said this in one of my videos, like a thing that Balenciaga is really, really good at is just doing odd things. And with doing odd things, you're going to be different than people. For example, Balenciaga will create like triangular glasses, or they will create foot shoes, or they create like they have like $1,000 passport book that looks just like this, but all it has is a Balenci thing in it. So just doing different things and just doing things that other people don't do put you in that category of you're outside of the box. So again, if you create things that a lot of people don't create, they're going to be classified in that top uniqueness. So boom, now let's break down to my technique, right? Where it comes from, what I do from designing, right? So boom, what I do is I first look at inspo, right? Look at inspo through websites like Pinterest. There's a bunch of other websites. You can do Instagram, but I mainly use Pinterest just because it's simple and easy. A lot of times Pinterest don't really work for me no more, just because like I feel like I'm getting to a point to where I don't always need to look at Pinterest. But when I'm working with something new and try to get ideas from it, what I do is I look on Pinterest for the bike jersey. Like I showed you on the bike jersey example, I get a lot of different bike jerseys and see like something like I try to create something different from out of all those things. And that was a perfect example. Go watch that video of me creating a dirt bike jersey, and it shows you the perfect example of how I went from inspo to creating my own product. So like boom, then you go to inspo, then we try to craft a concept. So in that video I crafted a concept, right? I crafted this concept, and then what you do is just alter the concept until you're okay with it, basically. So I'm gonna say that again, right? So boom, look for inspo through like Pinterest, right? Then you craft up a concept that is different from the ones that you got inspo of. So you get like probably like 10 inspo shirts or like whatever you want to use, and you craft a concept that's different or unique, as they would say, and then you just alter the concept until you're okay with it, and then you get feedback on it as well. I don't do feedback from other people much days, because I just got it. I just think I got it, and it's gonna show, because I put a lot of work and craft into my skill set. But you can get feedback. By the way, you can join the free Discord that I have. Go join the free Discord. We give feedback to you, and also you can even DM me on Discord, and I'll give you feedback on your design and stuff like that. So that's literally my step-to-step process. It's really, really simple. It's all it is, just alter, like changing the concept until it gets there. That's all it is. It's a time process to where you're creating until you actually get there. So boom. Then after you do that, I'm gonna just give you quick tips. You want to just also add like brand assets into your design. You don't want to just make a design that's brandless unless you're a designer yourself, but add brand assets to make it distinctly from your brand, especially when you're first starting out. You want to make people know that it's from your brand. Boom. Also, just a quick little tip for y'all, because I hear this, been hearing this a little bit, that flat lays don't work. They still do work, by the way. You just got to do them for the right way. You know what I'm saying? Flat lays still don't work, and if they don't work for you, you're not doing something right, and the product that you're making isn't you know what I'm saying? Flat lays are still chicken. I just want to make that clear, because I still post flat lays and hanger flat lays, and there's big brands who do hanger flat lays, and their marketing is just hanger flat lays, like House of Errors, Cortez. Flat lays will probably always be chicken, just because it's a flat lay and people like to see the product. So yeah, always remember, if you have a good product, you can literally go from 0 to 10K with having a dog shit site, dog shit everything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. In case I young boys lady, you feel me? Appreciate you watching the whole video. Deuces, you feel me?